Oh
Okay.
my goodness, this has been so fun spending time with you guys today. And I'm so glad Sharon picked up the phone and called me about something else. And then we started talking. It's like, sure, I could do this. I have a house full of people descending this afternoon, but they're not here yet. So anyway, oh my goodness. Just like I said earlier, when we learned about Juice Plus 26 years ago, it made sense to me because it was fruits and vegetables, and I knew that our family didn't eat enough. And this just seemed like the easy button for our family. So I said yes for all the products for everybody. So I kind of just jumped head, dove into the Juice Plus products, and then I became a partner right away, and started to learn. Like all of us, we're just learning one gradual step at a time. I mean, when we got started on Juice Plus, we were eating Lunchables, and I didn't know what I didn't know, and now I know better, so we do better. And so we all had a starting point, and Juice Plus was really the catalyst that helped us kind of redirect our entire lives. And I got started. I started to learn more about the relationship between nutrition and disease. My sponsor, who lived in another state, set up a three-way call with Wendy Campbell. So I got connected to education right away. So three-way calls are really important, and the Wendy Campbell calls are really important because it helped to elevate my understanding of why this is important and the role and the power of whole food and fruits and vegetables. So I was excited about what I was learning, and I was eager to learn more. And about 6 months into taking Juice Plus consistently, I'm, doling it out to my kids and my husband every day, making sure we're taking it. I looked back and I realized I can't remember the last sinus infection I had. My son's asthma is better. My daughter's allergies have improved. We're making other healthy changes. And I'm learning like Doug, the substitutions for cow's milk, we're now using soy milk or almond milk. We're starting to make some gradual changes along with Juice Plus. And that was getting me excited, and listening to nutritionist Pam Popper poured into us down there in Fort Lauderdale. And I wanted to share more with this. And I didn't have any idea when we started how this Juice Plus was going to change our lives and our health, or how it was going to change our lifestyle and our future. And 4 years into our journey, Scott, my husband, who'd been an All-American athlete in high school and college, most of you know him. He looked like a picture of health, but he had just landed his dream job at the church we were at. He loved what he did. And he would come home from work every day exhausted and just have to take a nap. And I'm thinking, something's not right. And so he eventually ended up at the doctor's, and they ran a gazillion tests, and they came back and said, go home and get your affairs in order. If you're lucky, you can get a heart transplant. And, that was a day that changed our lives forever. And, at first I was really taken back. How could this happen to you? We're on the fruit and veggie blend of Juice Plus. Now I know that might have saved his life at that point. It gave him a whole lot more time because his arteries were squeaky clean. There wasn't any blockages. It was simply a weak heart muscle that was barely beating, very low ejection fraction. And so, I'm so grateful I was plugged into the Juice Plus community, because I'm surrounded by doctors and healthcare professionals that are the best in their field medically, but they also think outside the box, and they encouraged me with a lot of other complementary therapies and things that we could try and do. And I'm so grateful for that. So Scott was doing everything the medical community, his doctors recommended, and went to several different doctors and cardiologists around the country and different procedures just to keep him alive, extend his life, experimental things, but he had very poor quality of life at that point. And the medications just steal your life too. And so during this time, the berry blend was introduced. So we started taking that. We started taking double, triple, quadruple Juice Plus because it's safe and it can help reduce oxidative stress. And then we added the omegas, of course, when that was introduced. And, you know, here we are 22 years later. He still has his own heart. He's on no prescription medications, and he's doing better than the doctors ever thought possible. And like Doug, I really feel like Juice Plus saved his life and gave him his life back and gave him the time to make other necessary lifestyle changes that have enhanced his health, and to eat healthier too. It's, you know, it's Juice Plus isn't the magic bullet that changes everything and you can keep eating Big Macs. You know, we have to be responsible ourselves. So during this time, we went from 2 incomes down to 1 income. When Scott got sick, he had to step away from his job, and mine was the only paycheck coming in. And times were tough. And we had a lot of equity in our house. I was borrowing monthly against our equity in our house just to make ends meet. But I never missed a conference, and I went to every boot camp. And before I made NMD, I picked up Reader's Digest somewhere, and I see this story about the daffodil principle, and I'd never read that before. And it grabbed my attention. I just was weeping, thinking of, wow, this is amazing. So I'm going to read a piece of this today, and a lot of you have heard it before. And though what speaks to me about it is how it met me where I was at that point, you know, where we were financially strapped, and I was a QNMD, you know, making $3,000 a month. I had a daughter in college. I had 2 kids at a private school. We were trying to just make ends meet. And I knew that Juice Plus was legit. I knew this community was the real deal. And I believed that this was the gift that God had given me to carry me through this difficult storm. And so this story just really resonated with me. A mom and a daughter. The daughter's kind of dragging the mom to go see this daffodil garden, but the mom doesn't want to go because it's out of her way and it's windy and rainy. And she says, "It's all right, Mom. I promise you'll never forgive yourself if you miss this experience." After about 20 minutes, we turned onto a small gravel road, and I saw a small church. On the far side of the church, I saw a hand-lettered sign that read, "Daffodil Garden." We got out of the car, and we each took a child's hand, and I followed Carolyn down the path. Then we turned a corner of the path, and I looked up and gasped. Before me lay the most glorious sight. It looked as though someone had taken a great vat of gold and poured it down over the mountain peaks and slopes. The flowers were planted in majestic swirling peaks and great ribbons and swaths of deep orange and white and lemon yellow and salmon pink and butter yellow. Each different colored variety was planted as a group so that it swirled and flowed like its own river with its own unique hue. There were 5 acres of flowers, Carolyn. "But who has done this?" I asked Carolyn. "It's just one woman," Carolyn answered. "She lives on that property. That's her home." Carolyn pointed to a well-kept A-frame house that looked small and modest amidst all that glory. We walked up to the house, and on the patio, we saw a poster. "Answers to the questions I know you were asking," was the headline. The first answer was simple: 50,000 bulbs. The second answer was 1 at a time, by one woman, 2 hands, 2 feet, and very little brain. The third answer was began in 1958. There it was, the daffodil principle. For me, that moment was a life-changing experience. I thought of this woman whom I had never met, who more than 50 years before had begun 1 bulb at a time to bring her vision of beauty and joy to an obscure mountaintop. Still just planting 1 bulb at a time, year after year, she had changed the world. This woman had forever changed the world in which she lived. She'd created something of indescribable magnificence and beauty and inspiration. The principle her daffodil garden taught is one of the greatest principles of celebration. That is learning to move towards our goals and desires one step at a time, often just one baby step at a time, and learning to love the doing and learning to use the accumulation of time. When we multiply tiny pieces of time with small increments of daily effort, we too will find that we can accomplish magnificent things. We can change the world. It makes me sad in a way, I admitted to Carolyn. What might I have accomplished if I had thought of a wonderful goal 40 or 50 years ago and worked away at it one bulb at a time through all those years? Just think of what I might have been able to achieve. My daughter summed it up in her usual direct way. She said, "Start today." And that was the message that kept me going one step at a time. I heard a well-known actress say, when she was asked the secret of her success, she said, the only talent is tenacity. It's persistence. It's staying at the stuff. And I know in this business, I would add, it's not just persistence, it's also consistency. Those two words, persistence and consistency, are really the secrets to my success of planting this amazing daffodil garden. And you guys are here because I planted one bulb with Julie Herbst, and you guys are all part of this amazing garden. We have to discipline the disappointments. We have to be relentlessly consistent. And we have to use the momentum that we have right now in our hands to carry us forward and keep on going, and then just keep on believing. Keep on believing in our message and our mission. Both are so important. Our message is changing lives. We're helping to solve the #1 health problem in America today. And it truly is a legitimate shortcut to health. I love what Dr. Tamara Sachs says. It is that legitimate shortcut to health. It changes lives. I don't know where my health, my husband's health would be had we not learned about Juice Plus from my aunt and uncle. And I don't know where we would be financially had I not said yes to this business. It is a place to grow and to grow up and to be surrounded by people that are all, cheering for us. I love everybody cheering for Doug on his health journey. This is a beautiful thing. So keep planting. We are all creating a daffodil garden of indescribable beauty and impact. And one conversation, one bulb at a time, we're making that huge difference. It's the gift to share that keeps on giving this time of year.